Yeah, this is a request from Kev from Elvis. Normally Elvis, Kev. I've also got another reaction that's not Elvis. I want to do as well from Kev, but couple of things I want to say about this. Uh, yeah, well, it's Billy Connolly. I've not actually watched that much Billy Connolly, but I do actually think he's funny. The terrorist attack at Glasgow airport. Now, there's couple of things I want to say. Firstly, this there's no place in I don't know what angle he's going to take on this, but there's no place in the world other than Scotland. Like the man actually was on fire that drove his car into the airport. I'm guessing it's that one. He was on fire. Whilst on fire, a Scottish man punched him. Only in Scotland would you see a man on fire getting punched. I mean, and that's why you gotta love Scotland. Honestly, as well, Scottish people are probably amongst the funniest of this country or this group of countries. Do you know what I mean? Also, you got to throw in there the Scouse. Scouse are funny, funny people, but so are the Scottish. Um, but another thing I want to say about this, Kevin Lane, which has just been recalled. I just signed this petition to justice for Kevin Lane. But Kevin Lane has a story about this guy who did this terrorist attack, and he was in the same prison. Kevin Lane was in the same prison as this guy, and the guy that done it was actually a doctor. And one of the inmates, basically, there was he was having some type of attack. This inmate was basically dying, and Kevin Lane went and got this matey because the screws wouldn't do anything. So Kevin Lane went and got the matey that did this terrorist attack because he's a doctor. He said I brought him in the matey's cell, and the matey was like as if thinking because the matey was Scottish who was dying, but Kevin Lane's also Scottish. But yeah, he's like I think he thought, well, keep bringing him in, finish me off. Do you know what I mean? He said, but he came in and started doing doctor stuff. And Kevin Lane said, I'll give that man his dues that when the screws came and to get them two out of that cell, he said the terrorist mate, he was like, I'm not going anywhere unless you get until medical people turn up here, I'm not leaving. He's like, and he wouldn't leave. Like he threatened. They like he said the screws was like we'll remove you, we'll beat you and remove you from the cell. And he's like, go on then. He's like, because I'm not leaving this man unless you get medical people here. And yeah, that's what Kevin Lane said. He's like, it's amazing. On one hand, he's trying to blow up the Scottish people. And on the other hand, he's got a Scottish person here that he's willing to get beat by a dozen screws for not leaving his side while he's dying. Like he's like, no, I'm not leaving him. Not until there's actually a medical person here. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing. But yeah, I also recommend looking into Kevin Lane and don't take my word for it, but watch Kevin Lane on Sean Atwood's podcast, James English podcast, Liam Tough. I've watched most of the podcast Kevin Lane done. The Matt Legg, he done one with Matt Legg. Watch him, and you'll see. I think he's a very genuine bloke, Kevin Lane. And yeah, sign his petition if you think that he is a genuine bloke. Do you know what I mean? If you don't, then don't sign a petition. But yeah, he's just been recalled to prison, and to me, it's a liberty. But anyway, Billy Connolly, terrorist attack at Glasgow airport. Let's go.
Did you see the terrorists in Glasgow? The Islamic fellas? Just a wee while ago, the fucking, what were they fucking thinking about? Bringing terror to Glasgow. Bad choice, boys! You should have known better than that. They don't mind a bit of terror in Glasgow. And they heard you were coming, religious fanatics. They thought, oh, I'm not sure about religious fanatics without a fucking football team. What can I do?
Yeah, that's the thing. If Islam wanted to invade, you've got to either be Rangers or Scotland. Celtic.
I saw the whole thing in New York on the news. I thought I would need an ambulance. I have never laughed like it. Fucking Egypt. That whole suicide bomber shite. It just, what a prick. Now, do you know what I want to see just once? The suicide bomber instructor. Right, lads, pay attention. I'm only going to show you this once. You'll hear a whoosh, and then something will go over your head, resembling flying mince. That'll be me off for the 57 virgins. 57 fucking virgins you get. My arse. What are you going to do with 57 virgins? You're just blowing your balls off. And what are you doing in Glasgow looking for 57 virgins? I don't get it. There was a hero, John Smeaton, and I know him since I met him since, and he's a delightful man. He was a baggage handler at the airport, and he was out for a smoke. And the barren jeep showed up.
That's what that attack proved, really. More than fear Islam, it's just don't take the piss in Scotland. That's what that taught the world. Don't, take a liberty in Scotland. As like you said, you'll get beat up even if you're on fire.
First of all, there's subtitles for the Glasgow accent. And they needed them as well. There's all sorts of guys joining up. I've seen them coming in the corner there. That goes that here, and one that equals two with a heat, one with a heat. That was the funniest thing. And John, the hero, standing there, and he's been interviewed by this woman. She's obviously from some leafy suburb, Hampstead or something. And she said, "No, John, when the fracas ensued, was the Duke ablaze at the time? Was the Cherokee ablaze as the fracas ensued?" He says, "What?" She said, was the Jeep on fire at the start of the fight? He says, "So, aye." He used an expression I hadn't heard since I was a boy. He said, "The flames were squishing right out the back." And she's going, "Squish?" Moving her head the way a Labrador does. Scoosh. So he translates it for her. But this is the one that got me out the chair onto the floor. He says, "Aye, you know the way an aerosol goes when you throw it onto a bonfire?" So of course, she goes, "No, surge of pride. And I know you coming from Belfast are exactly the same. I'm from Glasgow, so and we're remarkably similar. And I know you feel the same. Just sometimes you hear something about your town and you go, fuck yes, I come from there. That's where I fucking come from, you know. Yes, I fucking live there. Don't you forget it. She says to him, have you anything to say to terrorists who are thinking of coming to Glasgow? And John looks up the lens. He says, don't come here. And then he adds, we'll set right about you. I was on my feet. Yes! We fucking will, you know. Because I've had it with those pricks. I've had it with terrorists of all colours and fucking descriptions. It's fucking bringing terror to some innocent bastard's life. Fuck you. Osama bin Laden lives in a cave, shits in a fucking bucket. Why are we scared of this prick? Oh, there's a new video. He's so scary where he were. Oh, I think his beard's different. Oh, fuck. Oh, he might come and break our toys. Oh, no. Oh, scary weary. Oh, fucking not another. Fuck you, Bin Laden. The next time he makes another video, we should get a video of John Smeaton and give it to Al Jazeera.
Yeah. Scotland's not a country that you play that shit with. They really aren't. They really aren't. Like I say, I've become obsessed with Ian Blink McDonald, like watching his interviews and his story. And like terrorism is not going to scare, especially Glaswegians, because pretty much the same kind of attitude. Blink tells a story that Ian Blink McDonald was too dangerous for Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men. He said they come up filming before Danny Dyer even comes there. So they film for a couple of days. Danny Dyer comes up, and then, so do you know what I mean? They get some kind of cut footage and whatever. And during that couple of days they was up before Danny Dyer even got there, one of Blink's neighbours knocked on the door and was like, "Oh, you got a bomb under your car?" And he said, I was like, nah. He said, no, look. He said, no, it was. He said, basically, Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men, the filming crew, he's like, they just went straight back over Hadrian's Wall, straight back down to England. And then, yeah, he said, basically, he said the police come and said, can we have your car keys? And then Blink's like, I ain't giving you my car keys to the police. And he said, I'm still in the flat. He said, they evacuated the flat. The only one left in there was me. He said, and I was like, oh, I'm having a shower. And then I'm having some breakfast. And then I think in the end he did come out, give them the keys. And he's like, and I just went to my mum's round the corner. Like, but it is that whole attitude. And that's what Brink was saying. He's like, they run straight back down. He's like, Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men run straight back down to England. He's like, and I was like, what do you expect? I'm in the middle of a gang war. Like, I'm in a gang war. He's like, and if you stay here and film this, he's like, this is going to be the biggest documentary you've done. You're actually capturing a gang war. He said, and now look at him. He's in EastEnders. But yeah, Scotland is not a country like, they're just tough people. Tough people. Yeah. Like I say, Blink's hilarious. Blink really is hilarious. I recommend watching Blink's interviews on Sean Atwood and that. There's one that is Blink's Wildest Night, and it is insane. It's like a half-hour, 40-minute story Blink tells of one night in Spain. But yeah, I remember that. That's what I mean. That's the one thing. Like, when I think of that attack on Scotland, you don't think of Islam. You don't think of nothing like that. All you think of is the image you have of the matey on fire getting beaten up. And like I say, the only message the only message extremist Islam or extremist Muslims. The only message they gave out that day was just don't fuck with Scotland. Scotland's not the place you do that sort of shit with. Yeah, yeah. But that was hilarious. I have to do more Billy Connolly to be fair, because he's not. He's actually not a comedian. I've proper like. I know him. I've watched bits, but I think mainly I just remember him from TV, like being on panel shows and that. Was he on panel shows? Did he do a Nevermind the Buzzcocks? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.